Greetings, holy soldiers of the archangelic ground crew team we call the Rainbow Tribe of the New Earth. Happy holy day of Pentecost, or in Hebrew Shavuot. Pentecost meaning 50th. It's the 49 days after Easter Sunday, making it the 50th day, symbolizing the descent of the Holy Spirit upon the apostles. In Judaism, it's the Festival of Weeks. In Hebrew, Shavuot, a harvest festival that's celebrated 7 weeks and 1 day after the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. In Deuteronomy, or 7 weeks and 1 day after the Sabbath, referred to in Leviticus. There's many symbols and synchronicities with this day. And Pentecost is a Greek word, meaning 50th. So today, upon awakening from the dream world, many times right before waking out of a dream or in between worlds, in between awake and asleep, like that hypnagogic state, or in meditation, or different times throughout the day, 144 coming in, we get these transmissions from the higher dimensions or directly from Source Creator, the Buddha mind. And today, this morning, upon awakening, was a very clear message. Sometimes it's words, sacred geometry, sentences, maybe even a paragraph. And today, what came through directly from Source was the phrase, 10 blue apples. Now, I know at least one person hearing this, it's going to resonate on a deep level, so leave it in the comments if this has any meaning for you. What I see with this blue apples as I contemplate and meditate, there's sacred geometry within the apple, which has to do with the Pentecost. There's a connection. If you cut an apple in half horizontally through the core, not from top to bottom, but sideways, contained within the core of the apple is the pentagram shape. It's the 5-star blossom, the 5-pointed star, each one containing a seed. So there's the 5, which is connected with the pentagram. Each point contains a seed, the core, and there was the goddess Kore in ancient Mesopotamia, but spelled K-O-R-E. We spell in English Kore, C-O-R-E, but same meaning. Yesterday I spoke of the core leon, meaning the heart, the center, the heart of the lion. Pentecost is also called White Sunday, or Whit Sunday, or Whitsun. The earliest that it can be is May 10. That's the day that I manifest into this realm, 5/10. So we have the 5 of the Pentecost and the pentagram. Now, I know many people think that the pentagram is a negative symbol used by the dark forces, but the thing is, those that are educated or of gnosis, knowledge, know that the dark ones, the false, fake controllers of the divine matrix, converted it to the false, the upside down world. That's why they turn everything upside down, the ancient teachings, to the false. So you see the pentagram upside down, you see the cross upside down. But the cross was equal in the ancient. It was like a plus sign. But then we had the Tao cross. We're also the Tao, connected with the yin yang, the light and dark, the black and white, the heaven and earth, the internal, the external. So in this upside down world, where positive is negative, emptiness, form, we go within to see what is without. When I teach the Taoist Buddhist art, one concept that I transmit is, because this is a holographic universe, and the matrix, Maya, the illusion, is very tricky. It wants you to think everything that you see with your eyes open, what appears to be outside yourself, is separate or outside. But in fact and theory, this is something you have to experience yourself by going within into the stillness, is that when your eyes are open, you're looking out into the universe. You are looking from the center of your universe out into yourself. It's a hologram. Each piece is the whole. It is the wholeness, the holistic. So with the eyes open, it appears, because you look down at a body, this is just a simulated body, that you are within this infinite universe, which that is true. But it's also true that everything that appears to be outside yourself is actually within yourself. So with the eyes open, you look out into your infinite self. And with the eyes closed, you're looking from the outside in. It's just the mind that makes you think that you're inside this body and everything is outside yourself. But when you go into the stillness and turn off the internal dialogue, you realize you start seeing the stars with your eyes closed, the stars that are in the universe, that are within yourself. And once you get that feeling that you are looking into yourself, into the universe, keeping that feeling and that stillness, and you open your eyes, you realize that it's not a separate thing, that what is within is without, and what is without is within. It is a great paradox. It's something that most minds cannot comprehend, but that's okay. This is beyond comprehension. It is experiential, but it takes effort to do the meditative practices and to realize that the one is the many and the many is the one, and the I am presence is beyond the duality, your true awareness. So back to the 10 blue apples. We have the 5 within and the 10 mirror, the 2 5s. I'm going to read a moment from Earth and Its Special Places.blogspot.com. The 32 sacred geometry, which is half of the 64 code of the I Ching and the 64 codons in the DNA. 5 is the number of man in action in the world, 5 fingers on each hand, 5 senses, touch, taste, smell, hearing, and sight, 5 members, 2 arms, 2 legs, and the head, the 5-pointed star or pentagram inscribed in a pentagon by connecting its angles, man as the microcosm. 1 can be seen as the child in the womb, undifferentiated, 2 as birth, the child coming into the world, the first differentiation, 3 as the relation with the mother in the new environment, 4 as the relation with the father, the mother and the environment, 5 as the first development of the 4 functions of the psyche. The core and her apple, K-O-R-E, to Pythagorean mystics, the pentagram was the symbol of spirit over matter, showing the accomplished adult able to balance his 4 elements, sensations, thoughts, feelings, and intuitions. The pentagram appears in the earliest writings of Mesopotamia around 3000 BCE. Some authors think that the pentagram originated as a symbol of the goddess Kore, K-O-R-E. Her sacred fruit is the apple, and indeed when an apple is cut through horizontally, both halves show a pentagram shape at the core, C-O-R-E, with each point containing a seed. Core, K-O-R-E, represents the female spirit of the universe. The geometric proportions of the pentagram are those of the golden ratio, phi 1.618, or the golden mean. This ratio also forms the foundation of the Fibonacci series of the numbers 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, and of course 144, where each number is formed by adding the previous 2 numbers. The golden ratio and the Fibonacci series are found everywhere in nature, from the human body to the spiral of our galaxy and everything in between. It seems to be the ratio of creation. It's inside us, in our minds and bodies, and outside us, in everything existing. And that is also the holographic nature of the universe, of the simulation, the simulated reality of motion, stillness and motion by the mirror effect. The golden ratio is also the most pleasing proportion to the eye. Shapes that resemble the golden ratio facilitate the scanning of images and their transmission through the vision organs to the brain. When we see the proportions in the golden ratio, we feel pleasure, and we call it beauty. No wonder the proportion is called sacred and golden. Man uses it in all the places and buildings where he celebrates the unity with the rest of the universe. And we see this throughout the world in the architecture of all the sacred buildings, such as Notre Dame de Paris Cathedral. Many sacred sites, we see the golden ratio inside the sunflower. Also, the pentagonal path of Venus through her cycles, through her motion in the cosmos, in the heavens. We talk about this a lot with the Mayan calendar and the Mayan symbolism. We call the 5 petals of lotus, or the 5 petals of Venus, which is the sacred lotus. So now also, with the 10 blue apples, coming back to that, the blue is connected with Venus, the goddess, the healing waters, the lapis lazuli blue of the medicine Buddha, by Shege Guru, or Bekinze in Tibet. And the pentagram of Venus is the rhythm and motion of Venus as viewed from the Earth-centered perspective. It is the orbit of Venus over 8 years, and it is this repeat pattern of sacred geometry. I'd like to also point out the blue apples was in a book written by William Henry, published in 2000, called Stargate Secrets of Jesus and Mary Magdalene, the Blue Apples, which he explored the mysteries of this sacred site, the temple in southern France, in the village in southern France called Rennes-le-Château, which is connected with the Holy Grail mysteries and the Cathars, or the Cathars, however you pronounce it. I've heard it multiple ways, which the Cathars are connected with the Essenes, ancient Essenes of the Dead Sea Scrolls. And there's a phenomenon that happens at Rennes-le-Château that on January 17th at noon, at midday, 12 p.m. noon, when the sun shines through the stained glass window of Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead in the church, on this day, January 17, orbs of bluish light appear on the church furnishings before stopping, then fading on the altar with its bas relief of Mary Magdalene kneeling in prayer with a skull at her knees. So we have this connection with the pentagram, the Pentecost, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, divine feminine, divine masculine, the connection with Venus, the Venusians, the sacred mysteries. And this is just barely scratching the surface of these teachings. You can do a search for Cathars, Cathar, and blue apples, sacred geometry, and you'll come up with a lot of information on this. I just wanted to touch on it briefly because that's what came through this morning. For a higher purpose, connecting with the sacred day as we're going through this great awakening, this great ascension of humanity and consciousness. Also, what came to my attention last night through synchronicity. Now, for several years, off and on, I'll wear some sacred symbol. Edgar Cayce would recommend a winged scarab with a crystal above it for this revelation through this great apocalypse, the great unveiling. And it's just a tool to assist, to anchor the energies, these frequencies into our body, into our vessel, into our DNA. And I was looking up, I have one that I purchased years ago off of Etsy, and I've been trying to find one for a friend that's similar. And what popped up was Horus' beautiful image, which I'll put at the end of this video. Hopefully I remember to do that. But it's the blue and red winged. Also, we have the red sun above. The red sun is very symbolic because the sun can take on many forms, just like us, the sons and daughters of the great mystery. That's why we say from the white dragon comes all the colors of the rainbow nation. So we can transform into the blue for Venus, for the healing, the red for martial arts, for protection, for the power. The gold is of the Christ light, the Buddha, the gold Buddha, the light body, the gold emanation. The black for the void, for the emptiness, where also healing takes place. The black and the blue are the yin, the white and the red are yang, masculine, in the symbolic nature of this duality universe. So Horus, it came to my attention, that is the falcon. We see the Horus, which was one of the gods of ancient Egypt, or we can say deities. He was known as the sky god, but also known as the war god, hunter's god, god of kingship. He was a protector of the ruler of Egypt, sometimes called Horus the Elder. And it was a man with a falcon head, a man's body, but also in the hieroglyphs we see the falcon form. And of course, this ship that took off yesterday, Falcon 9, with the dragon above that was containing the two humans representing Adam and Eve. And they even said in the launch that when it connects to the space station, that it is a birthing. They call it birthing. So it's all symbolism. Horus is the Latin version of Hor, H-O-R, which means the distant one, as a sky god. So what did this thing do? It went into the sky, looking down upon the earth. The elder Horus, brother of Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys, known as Horus the Great, was the son of Osiris and Isis as Horus the child. So it took on many forms. Later it became the Greek god Harpocrates. Harpocrates meant the Horus the child, but was the Greek god of silence and confidentiality, the keeper of secrets. And the elder Horus is one of the oldest gods of Egypt, born of the union between Geb, earth, and Nut, sky, shortly after the creation of the world. His older brother Osiris was given the responsibility of governing the earth along with Isis, while Horus was given charge of the sky and specifically the sun. In another version story, Horus is the son of Hathor, while in others she is his wife, sometimes the mother, wife, and daughter of Horus. So these symbols take on many meanings over time, but I thought it was interesting, this connection of Horus and the falcon. I spoke yesterday about the dragon, the rising of the dragon, which is symbolic of the ascension. The dragon means many things in the East, generally connected with the yang energy, or the external, the masculine, in many different ways. And then the phoenix was symbolic with the internal, the burning with the fire from within, the phoenix rising from the ashes, the inner world, the divine feminine, connected with the void. And one last thing on the blue apples and Venus, it's also connected with the blue star, or the blue kachina, and the blue stone, which is representative by the lapis lazuli, connected with the pure land of Amitabha of the West, although Amitabha usually is represented as the red Buddha and the medicine Buddha as the blue, and then the gold in the middle, the present, pure awareness in this timeline, represented by a being called Shakyamuni, while knowing that everything we experience in this realm is a manifestation of Source. There's an old Zen master that would say, if you see the Buddha on the road, kill him. And this wasn't literal. They weren't telling you to go out and kill people, but it symbolized that you cannot taste, touch, see, or feel Buddha. Whatever is in this realm is a simulated reality. It is a manifestation, which is a representation of the Source itself. So all the mystics, saviors, gurus, messiahs, these are all representatives or representation and teachers, guides of Source, Creator energy. None of them ever asked you to worship them. They all said that I and my Father are one, and you are of the same. There is no separation when you realize your Buddha nature, your true nature, and you look out into this world, see everything within yourself, that everything organic and inorganic is part of you, part of your consciousness, your awareness, and your energy. And through this oneness, this unity, we make real, or we realize our divinity, our divine nature, that is always one with Creator, the great mystery. So smile upon your creation, your manifestation, with great love, honor, and beauty, transmitting your highest love, your highest light, your highest truth into the field, into this realm, to assist in this great transformation from the false separation programming to that of unity, connection, and divinity, the divine La Matrika, the sacred waters, the holy waters of the heavenly spirit, the great Mother, Father, Prime Creator that resonates deep within our heart center, the core, the 0 point, the still point of infinite light and infinite light, the still white magnetic center of all things. Aho. Okay, now one last thing on the 10 blue apples. The symbolism and the synchronicity of the Garden of Eden and the apple given to Eve by the serpent from the tree of life, the tree of gnosis, the tree of knowledge. The serpent represents the rainbow dragon, Pachamama. The knowledge also connected to the Kundalini energy, the ascension energy. It's encoded within the divine feminine, the seed of life, the sacred geometry. And also we have the 10 blue apples, the 10 and the 5 seeds, the pentagram within each apple in the core, in the heart. So 5 times 10, 50, that's the Pentecost, 50 days including Easter. So the Pentecost, and this is also connected with 510. That's the day I just happened to synchronistically come into this realm in 73, which is a 10, 5, 10, 10. And 510 is Mother's Day. I know in the States, in the West, that it falls on a different day each year. Every 7th year, it's on the 10th. It's the second Sunday, but to our Mayan brothers and sisters out of Central America and Guatemala, we know that 510 is the day Mother's Day, Pachamama Day, is celebrated every year, 510. Now with all this energy coming in over the last few days, we've gotten several amazing crop circles that have been formed. I'll put these images at the end of the video. One of them in particular, the yin-yang symbol. I believe this was in the UK, and it was surrounded by a circle which looked like maybe 4 planets or 4 motherships around the yin-yang symbol. There was another that looked like the symbol of this virus and some kind of technology that was interpreted as healing of this anomaly in the matrix. Also, there was a very beautiful glyph crop circle that looked like an angel, and it also had the symbol of the winged scarab I've talked about earlier, the sacred beetle, and the rising sun, and then it had a heart shape in the center of this crop circle. Also today we had 4-4 coming in. In the Schumann charts, the 74 hertz spike, which is the 12 energy and of the divine feminine, and the 3 of the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, the Mother, the Father, the Child, the past, present, future, the positive, negative, and the neutral, the left, the right, and the middle, heaven and earth, and human in between, the rainbow bridge. We also had 233 magnitude 1.5 or greater earthquakes in the last 24 hours. Again, the whole ring of fire was lit up around the Pacific with the Lemurian energy, in our sacred Andes Mountains again, the present Kundalini of Earth in Peru, 4.5 with 10 kilometers depth. Chile, South America, Andes, 4.3. And then the most powerful megaquake today in Lampa, Puno, Peru, South America, 6.0 with the 6 energy. The Christos code, 153 kilometers depth. That's with the 9. Russia, 4.3. The sacred portal in Greece, 4.0. New Zealand, another 4.0. And the deepest again in Fiji Islands, with the sacred portal there, 4.5 magnitude, but 530 kilometers depth. And that's with the 8th energy, the infinite. Then another 4.4 in Chile. Haiti, a 4.7 with the Atlantean energy. And Peru, 3.1. And Argentina, again, 4.0, 127 kilometers depth. We also had several earthquakes in Nevada, Idaho, and California today. So the thunder beings of the West are giving their transmissions, their healings, their clearings, the cleansing for this final leap, this quantum leap of consciousness, which we are right at the precipice. We have reached critical mass, and we are ready to break through the veils, the apocalypse, the great unveiling. Any energies that create this separating veil are being resolved, dissolved, and released. That diamond net, that web, it's like clearing polishing the mirror, clearing the web from their eyes, the sleep from the eyes of our spirit, waking up from the dream within the dream into that which is real, our eternal self, our eternal light, eternal life. 444 just came in. We'll start today's first transmission with the energy from the image in today's post, again from Divine Sister of the Light, Suzanne Amara, and this code is titled Aether. It is code 01. We are eternally creating from the liquidine fabric of the quantum field, swimming in the ocean of awareness. Our experience of the holographic reality is becoming more and more fluid from within our body, the embodied divine child of the cosmos. Beloved is love, love undefinable. The beach where word collapses into felt sense and knowing. It is not containable. It cannot be arrested, controlled, or attacked. It cannot be profited from, manipulated, or owned in any way. It is constant and it is found within. No war, no attack, no enemy form in its presence. No defense arises. Beloved is all as divine parent, rising songs of dreams, formation in the timeless soup of eternal darkness and rest. A void. We run in circles, chasing tales and creating more and more story. Rest the proclaimer, the newscaster, the showman and hero. Coming to rest in the death of a story is a birth of unknowing. Song of inner radiance. Your inner sun shines and never wavers, your constancy held to invisible breast, the inner pulse of the universal fabric, beloved child dreaming dreams, your creations manifest to experience, intangible wonder. Timeless time is past in wave, washed through this song, stir gently from this long dream, child, to waken air and eye that never existed and woven through all. Dream knows nothing and remains in center, emerging love's gaze, a liquid poured, igniting sound and light, in the darkness thought made solid, infinite smiles and laughter light orbs, and hands mold this universe like clay. Breath of fire erupts life force, and life is. Wings of ether brush softly the smooth cheek, and caress feet learning to walk on ground no longer solid and hard. Beloved loved always, beloved heard in vast void, beloved recreated in unity. This code is helpful for reconnecting to pure heart and love when you deviate into story, loop into polarity, or forget your spirit is pure love. And today from Divine Sister Laura Pleiadian, all worlds are present now through the heart. A quick code from Laura. New parallel world, with you powerfully as I am now, stepping into a parallel world and activating all of you through love, always, Laura Pleiadian. We vibrate at a frequency where the world is all magic and miracles are a breath away. True love is all that is all we know. You too can live like this when you wake up and see through your heart, live through your heart, as if there is nothing else. We live walking with the angels, unicorns and ascended masters here and now on earth. We know all beings everywhere, and are present during the design creation of the DNA Earth carnation plan. Parallel worlds do swirl in and out and around us on earth. We see clearly what is now, and that there is no distance, space, or separation. We live as this. We are here and everywhere all at once. All existences coexist. All frequency is connected throughout all existences, worlds and universes. The heart is the portal, and it is not out there far away. There is no plane or spaceship that wakes you up to the heart. It is an all or nothing thing. As to live like this, it takes all of you, to be all of it, to live fully as the divine being. There is no faking being eternal in flesh. It is vibratory frequency that also shifts your thoughts, emotions, and what you call your body. Being eternal is living all of you as the eternal divine being, God's self. You either will or you will not in this what appears as an existence you live through on earth. Know when you truly give all of you to all of this, the eternal love through your heart, you are then the ascended master on earth. This is the world when you wake up through your heart, you exist through. It is here, it is now. It is in plain sight for all that see through their heart. What world will you wake up to? The waking up is in plain daylight. It swirls around us now as we write this. It is here. There is no out there one day. It is when you wake up. In this, the only true love that is eternal, we activate you now. From the new divinehumanity.com, from Divine Sister Elizabeth Peru, there's one important cosmic rule to follow in 2020, and indeed to follow for the rest of your life. This rule will ensure that you not only act with responsibility and grow in wisdom, but it will also ensure that you both attract and give out as little pain as possible. You'll increase the power of love in your life, and that cosmic rule is to expect that everyone knows what you're thinking. This is not overstating the 5D reality on Earth. You can no longer get away with assuming that you can think one thing, say or do another, and that no one will know. You'll be found out, and quickly. Indeed, the more aware and open you are, the more that you'll hear, see, intuit, and pick up on thought waves, telepathy. More is then expected of you. This may feel like a great burden at first, but it will actually become your greatest evolutionary teacher. Beloved ones, as we head into 3 upcoming eclipses, many may have their paradigms shifted yet again. You can be a role model for us all by acting with maturity and light, just like the thousands of souls aligning with cosmic energy each day in the tip-off global energy forecast. These are the days that we came here for. Your time is now. From ElizabethPeru.com, and from Here in the Moon Astrology, Sunday, May 31st, 2020. Change, a deep and sometimes painful realization that the previous you didn't make it, but the current you survived. Andrea Bolt. A heads up, a game-changing triple eclipse gateway with huge spikes in the Schumann resonance, Earth's heartbeat, plus the largest solar flare since 2017. The triple June-July eclipse gateway is now wide open, and already the seismic ripples are palpable. June 5th delivers a lunar eclipse on a sensitive point in the June 4th through July 22nd Mercury max cycle, with a strong geophysical shock window between June 1st through the 8th. Watch for seismic activity, including solar flares, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. The increased magnetics can fritz your nervous and etheric systems, so to avoid feeling tired but wired, drink extra water and stay grounded by getting outside in nature. In the 3D world, people will react on a hair trigger, as in the protests and riots in the USA, where the eclipses are shining a spotlight on racial injustice. For the first time since December 14th, 2001 through November 23rd, 2003, whichever aspect of your life is symbolized by Gemini Sagittarius is going to experience 7 wild card eclipses during 2020 and 2021. The nature of the collective karmic chickens coming home to roost is shifting dramatically, as is your new mission, away from total obsession with personal security, belonging, and sanctuary towards progressive thinking and problem solving. Friday, June 5th delivers the first lunar eclipse across the Sagittarius South Node of Fate, Gemini North Node of Fate since May 2002. Think back to the time to decipher the threads in your own life. It is conjunct the karmic great attractor, whose strapline is on the wavelength of the Creator's voice. It is a very intense point that has mystical and metaphysical properties, the seat of the universal source and cosmic balance. If you have planets or points between 11 to 21 degrees of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, that part of your life will be shaken awake. Be ready for unpredictable sideways elevators to start shifting you quickly from one set of life circumstances into another. This extremely potent South Node eclipse will change circumstances outside your control pushing you to clear old karma, to break the chains of old toxic habits and cause and effect. Relationships could get very real very quickly, and the truth laid bare. Coda, switch your BS detector on to a high settings. You're going to need it on your new Gemini mission. From Here in the Moon Astrology.co.uk and from the Archangelic Calendar, Gaia is still in spirit and is about to hit a pivotal point in her cocooning phase. Gaia, much like all of us, is working overtime in her meditative and sleep states. We are at a pivotal point in what is promised to be an eventful series of days, and we do not find it even remotely coincidental that our current events coincide with Gaia's status. Pedophile arrests will happen between the appearance of the letter T and U in the sunrise columns of the Archangelic Calendar. We had mentioned paying attention to things that happened a year or 2 years ago to the day. This would be a prime example of that. 2 years ago, it was my third coma where I walked life and death, and a large part of the reason that revolved around this exact situation. If we had a bit of leisure time, we could get into the actuals of the events therein, but I must digress for more pressing issues, as nothing I can share will be relevant to the outcome. To go along with the macro time perception issues, we are seeing micro ones appearing as well. This is something interesting because we see people with varying degrees of time perception. It could very well mean that someone could age 1,000 years in a day, and another not age a day in 1,000 years. The quantum engineering of this very complex now is not something that we are not used to, but in time it will get more comfortable to see such drastic polarity in perception. Is anyone surprised by the civil unrest? Our legions know because we have been talking about this for many seasons, and our guidance has been extremely accurate on this macro matter. We are still going to remain consistent with good counsel by saying that everyone should stay far away from these protests as they are stacked on all sides. Stay safe. This is not the method for change that will yield optimum results. 222 coming in. The use of weaponry is still within the confines of free will, and considering there is monetary exchange behind all of this, it is truly solidified as a free will issue. The violence is being funded by your favorite palindrome named shape-shifting Draco, and both sides are on his payroll. There will be a key moment that allows us to enter the silver conflict, but that has yet to come. When this happens, it's not as if we get to pick a side because both sides are the same side, but we get to influence the energies therein. That being said, the people who started this for their personal gain are fair game, but for other reasons. The unholy are the only beings who wish to destroy all things and all people. That is what humanity must keep in mind. You are only dealing with a very few select people, and certainly not large groups of people. The fastest method of change would be to deal with the minority of dark individuals that exist in this world directly and bring them to justice. The beings behind this are well known to the legions, and Archangel Michael, specifically, as they have dealt with them on many other planets before. The only difference is that this time, it's not on the higher dimensions, and there will be many witnesses. The sun is sending us some interesting codes via its latest burst. It seems it had released more information into the Akashic records as well. I would advise checking that out whenever you get a chance. Humanity is about to get extremely familiar with the archangels. This is going to bring the wondrous place called imagination to reality. And the tools for the assignments today are in the link in the description below the video. The assignments from the Archangelic Calendar. While we are waiting for the giant reason to get involved, we must be prepared to use the violet flame the second it appears, and make no mistake about it, it will. We have been forewarning about this for some time. You should be completely prepared for the events of the 3D timelines of which you have complete control in avoiding. For those of us who remember watching as the meteorite hit the earth during the times of Atlantis, this feels all too familiar. We are watching it hit yet again, but this time the result will be a positive one. If we stop this, we will be stuck in bondage forever, we must be extra cautious when surfing these waters. This does not mean that you cannot go in with sword and shield to face your favorite palindrome named shape-shifting Draco, but only because he has committed more crimes than just this. The Galaxy Surdsey said that this is the end of the road, and we're going to have to watch this one play out. The only thing we can do is to shield the innocents. We will be sweeping the floor around the incident and providing safe passage to those who called us by shielding all pure hearts in the galaxy, sending all galactic life 12th dimensional rainbow shields by envisioning sticky rainbow plasma to all inhabitants. Please hold for at least a 72 count. The masses must realize that they have been manipulated, and we will encourage all beings to reach for higher consciousness by placing a hovering white light above all the beings of Earth. Simply send them a white concentrated plasma orb in order to stay parked above their crown chakra until further notice. You can use the sun to assist by envisioning its origin to be from Ra. The stairways to heaven, exit portals for departed souls, have become very important because the last thing we needed is a jammed up reincarnation process to confuse things even further. Create at least 9 stairways to heaven anywhere you see fit by envisioning a rainbow funnel at point of interest. Send a cooling light blue plasma to the entire Earth. Maybe with some relief on a macro scale, it can take the edge off of things. From the ArchangelicCalendar.com and from the Nyingma Masters of Tibetan Buddhism. Within emptiness, everything exists in a harmonious state, whether it is good, bad, beautiful, or ugly. Just as all the oceans have the same flavor of salt, everything arises and interacts within emptiness. From Shantarakshita and from the Zolkin Times, Kin 63, Blue Spectral Sun. The number 11 is called Spectral, and its key words are dissolve, liberate, and release. The 11th day is all about letting go. Of course, what you let go of depends on the day as well. Today is Blue Night, which represents dreams, intuition, and abundance. When you combine the number and day, the result is liberate your dreams. Or another way of looking at it is that your dreams can liberate you. If you let go of your dreams, that doesn't mean you are giving up on them. On the contrary, holding on to dreams too tightly can create imbalances in your life. Do you have just one dream that you hold on to so dearly that no other dreams get a chance? Have you been on a path so rigid and so focused that you have lost the original purpose? Release it all. Let go of all aspirations and feel liberated. Even if it is just for one day, free yourself and accept what you already have. Abundance is a key word for today, suggesting that we should appreciate the dreams that have already come true. Today's guide is Blue Night, so it's a double helping of dreams and abundance. And from Divine Sister Christina Papagiorgio, Blue Spectral Night, Kin 63, 31 May 2020, Liberating the Dream. 31/5/2020 equal 454 equal 13 equal 4. 31 Genius, Retreat, Uniqueness. 4 Form, Structure, Foundation, Earth. 5 Liberation, Change, Transformation. 13 Cosmic, the Goddess, Mystical, Natural Lore. Kin 63 equal 9 Destiny, Compassion, Humanity, Closure. The last day of the liberating month of May, and we have double liberation energies and an abundance of 4s to release blocks and build our new foundation for prosperity. A great day to release all that has bound you in order to be free to step into your divine destiny. Day 11 in the Red Skywalker wave spell of awakening, exploration, and expansion. Today is the day to release and liberate yourself from all the pent-up energies that have been coming to the surface to be freed. This frees up space inside of us for the expansive exploration into the dreamtime dimensions in order to liberate our dreams. Tone of creation, Spectral, is the 11th tone of creation. It operates in the emotional realm and its actions are that of dissolving, releasing, and liberating. Tone 11 symbolizes a gateway and polarity. Today, the elves are handing you a magical key to unlock the golden gates and walk through, slamming the door behind you. Kin 63 equal 9 code of endings and closure enables you to finally shut the door on the old world of lack, struggle, and poverty. You have the ability to dissolve, release, and clear any old debris relating to your happiness and prosperity. Say goodbye to anything that previously stood in your way of creating your magical through your divine mission. And a side note with the 9 energies, and we had that Falcon 9 yesterday with the dragon energies. So this is synchronistic with Horus, the Son of God, the Christos consciousness energy, and the 9 of endings and liberations, and also resolutions, all things being resolved in the unborn mind of Buddha. Today's question is, what blocks do you need to dissolve and release in order to liberate your inherent abundance? It is time to finally release and let go of all blocks to abundance. The planetary cosmic bank of abundance is now officially open for business. Let us all enjoy our dreaming time and manifest that collective dream of infinite abundance for all beings. And so it is, times a godzillion. Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sabaoth. Lakek Alakin, Christino, White Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66, Kin 63, Blue Spectral Knight. The mantra, the code for today is, I dissolve in order to dream, releasing intuition. I seal the input of abundance. With the spectral tone of liberation, I am guided by the power of my own power doubled. And that's a double dose of the divine feminine energies, the sacred mother, flowing in, flowing free, rising up, waking up. So beloved beings of light, let us know in the comments below the video what you're experiencing, what you're seeing, what you're feeling, your dreams, your visions, your synchronicities. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below and the little bell next to subscribe to get notifications on future uploads. I'd like to also thank everyone that is supporting myself and our mission, Prime Disclosure. You can make a pledge if this work resonates with you at Patreon. We're updating that every day, our Patreon page. You can join us at patreon.com/Prime Disclosure. And also we're raising funds with the CBD business for the Healing Retreat Center in Ecuador, South America. You can learn more about this on primedisclosure.com. Click Tao de Ecuador at the top of the page. And you can join us at cbdpeaceoil.com. I'd like to welcome to our team Divine Sister Jeanette, and Divine Sister Lindsay. Welcome to the team. You can connect with us on Facebook at CBD Team Ecuador. And now one last thing before I bid you all adieu. Yesterday I received a transmission directly from Source Creator, the Buddha Consciousness, Cosmic Consciousness, to transmit to all of you. I forgot to transmit it yesterday with so much energy flowing in, so much information. It's hard to keep up with everything flowing in. But the information was to be sure, especially over the next few days, to walk barefoot on the earth in the early morning hours around sunrise and thereafter, with the dew that rests on the earth, on the sacred grasses, on the sacred earth. The dew itself is holding many codes that are being stored through the night, through the dream time, through the void. These energies are rising up out of the crystalline core of Pachamama. As the dew is gathering, it's collecting the codes so you can absorb these into your body and into your DNA, into your cells. This will help assist this transformation, the awakening of the 12-strand crystalline DNA with the 12 code, creating the 144. This is part of the upgrade of the crystalline code. The soles of the feet are sacred portals. and that you can bring information up, the earthly chi, earthly energy, up through the soles of your feet. That's why it's always good to walk barefoot on the skin of Pachamama, the Great Mother. You can walk on the dirt, on the grasses, on the sands of the beaches, in the sacred waters, the rivers, the streams, the lakes, the oceans. But the dew, the morning dew, is some of the most powerful, divine, earthly, feminine energies. And if it helps visualize the energy, the codes coming up through your feet, you might see sacred geometry, sacred patterns, or just feel the energy, feel the vibration. And you could say to yourself, I bring in the earthly chi, the sacred holy energy of Pachamama up through my feet. Feel it come up through your legs, through the three dantians, lower in the belly, middle, heart center, upper dantian in the skull, the brain, the sacred vessel, the crystal palace, down through the arms and into the hands and the 5 fingers with the 5 elements. You could say to yourself, I absorb these higher dimensional codes, these sacred feminine codes into my DNA here and now. And you can thank the Great Spirit, Great Mystery, Holy Spirit for assisting you on this great mission, this great ascension, and just feel the energy resonating through every atom, every cell, and see the codes of your DNA transforming from the 64 code into the 144, connecting with the 144,000 rainbow warriors of the rainbow tribe of New Earth, and then feel yourself anchoring these codes deep into Pachamama, Mother Earth, into the crystalline core. And this root word of core is where courage, we enhance and call upon the courage of our heart, of our passion, the passion of the Christos, our divine nature, our cosmic awareness, our oneness with divine source energies. So thank you for joining me today. 517 flowing in. 517 was also the day one of my sacred angels ascended in this earth plane in 2014, my nephew James, who is now in the higher dimensions assisting us with many of our loved ones that have ascended before us. And we're connecting with them in our meditations in dream world. You can see them on the mother ships, on the higher dimensional ships that are surrounding this realm right now as we rest here in this eternal peace. Take a deep breath, let it out. You can chant the mantra internally, externally, silently, or out loud. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Gate Gate Para Gate Parasom Gate Bodhi Svaha. With a deep breath, you can release it and say the word, the frequency, the resonance. As you release it all and let go, let go, let go. Into the depths of peace, stillness, into the void. Let go into the still point and allow it to carry you all the way home to Source. There is no distance in this journey. You are home, here now, and one with all things, in all realms, all timelines, all dimensions. And in this eternal now, we resolve all things, all conflicts, for all sentient beings of pure consciousness. Have a beautiful and blessed day, sacred warriors of light. I love you all. Namaste.